Hello. Hi, everybody. It is me again, Caris, Coach Caris. I am here to chat about motivation, discipline, why motivation sucks, and why you need discipline instead. And check me out with the technological guru malarkey. I'm doing a podcast and an Instagram live. Anyway, you probably don't care about that. I'm now just talking shite because I'm stalling for time. So as you may all well know, my On Fire coaching group starts on Monday, right? I am literally so excited. So I have nothing to compare this to because this is the only group coaching that I have ever done. This is brand new, a program called On Fire, lasts for 6 weeks. Doors are closed. They closed last night at 6 p.m. and I got as many sign-ups as I was looking for, which is absolutely brilliant. So it's to let midlife women know that we can literally do anything that we want to do. However, we might need to make some changes. So I'm just off a phone call. So all the clients that signed up had the opportunity to have a video call with me called Rocket Up Your Arse so that I can actually put a rocket up your arse. And again, I think because now they've all taken the video call, so I think I've done 4 already. I've got another 5 or 6 to do. So a lot of people follow me because I am straight talking in a nice way. There's no bullshit. But it also gives some people the fear that my straight talking is going to be directed at them as in a one-to-one situation. But I can assure you, I say everything with a smile on my face. And I do it from a heart full of love because I need you to understand that we can literally do anything that we want to do. So, motivation. Have you lost your motivation? Right? This is also ties in with yesterday's live, which was, are you still blaming COVID? Like, did you put weight on? Oh, it was COVID's fault. Right? I've lost my motivation. It was COVID's fault. But it's like 3, 4, 5 years after COVID. So if we're still waiting on motivation, you're going to be waiting for a hell of a long time. So we want you to get discipline. Why? Because motivation is fickle. It's unreliable and it can disappear dependent on what's going on in our life. So if you're going to get busy, which is going to happen at some point, your motivation's going to go because you're going to come home and you're just going to want to sit on the sofa. And our brains are very clever at tricking us into thinking that that's what we actually need. Again, comes off the back of a couple of other lives that I've done in a podcast about if you're a midlife woman and if you're classing your me time as sitting on the sofa, scrolling Instagram and drinking a bottle of wine, that's your brain telling you that that's what you need to do, when ultimately that is actually going to make you feel shit. What's going to make you feel better is going out for a walk, or going to the gym and doing some exercise, or taking half an hour to prep some food so that you feel nice and nourished and you're not filling your body with shit. All right? We need discipline. And you don't need to eye roll me. I'm not speaking about army style discipline that I'm going to scream at you as if you were in a boot camp. That's not what we're talking about. But we're talking about building yourself one small goal to hit so that you can get a win. You feel like you're in control. You actually maybe start to believe that you could actually do this and then progress from there. So what we don't want you to do is go from hero to zero. No, sorry, that was total opposite of what I meant to say. You go from zero to hero. So if you're not doing any exercise at the moment, I don't want you to go away and put some time in your diary that you're going to get out of your bed at 5 o'clock in the morning and you're going to do an hour of exercise for 7 days a week next week, because you're literally never going to manage to stick to that, especially if you're not a morning person and especially if you've not exercised for a while. All you're going to do is talk yourself out of it and then go back into the I'm just going to do nothing phase, and the whole cycle is just going to start over again. So, for example, my client that I was speaking to today on the Rocket Up Your Arse Zoom call, I have asked her to go away and put in her diary 15 minutes next week that she can do some exercise. Now, chances are she's probably going to do more than that, but that is a little doable goal. We've all got 15 minutes. We've absolutely all got 15 minutes. So setting that time in your diary, setting your alarm and getting that win will increase your confidence like that, eminently, like that. All right. So I want you to think about whatever your goal is, right? If it's, and I'm speaking about exercise specifically because that is the topic that we were speaking about on our Zoom call. So a lot of the time we go all in, and again, this comes down to balance. Exactly what I said we were going to do. You're going to go away and you're going to try and slot in 7 hours of exercise next week or 5 hours of exercise next week when you haven't exercised for weeks, months, years. And all you're going to do is tip yourself over the edge, because even if you get that first session under your belt and you feel bloody amazing, at some point when we get tired or hungry or a wee bit stressy, your brain will automatically revert to the old habits that we had, i.e. the not exercising and the sitting on the sofa, because it's the easy thing for us to do. Now, we know that moving makes us feel better. We know that filling our body with healthy food most of the time makes us feel better. We know that sitting on the sofa in the long term will make us feel like shit. We know that filling our bodies with shite and takeaways and loads of chocolate and crisps, etc., will also make us feel like shite. But our brains are very clever. They're only looking for instant gratification, and they will literally revert back. Your brain will tell you to do the bad habit because our brains are lazy. They are lazy. They want to conserve energy. They don't want to make us move, and they don't want to make us think. They just want to keep us all nice and comfy and cosy and sitting on that sofa. This is why we don't have motivation all the time. Nobody's got motivation all the time. Absolutely not. A lot of the time it requires discipline. Do you seriously think I can be arsed turning up to the gym 5-6 days a week, no matter what's going on in my life, no matter what the weather is outside? No, of course I can't. I absolutely cannot be arsed some of the times. But I know that if I do it, it will make me feel better. It will make me more productive for the rest of the day. It will make me more tolerant for the rest of the day. Which, considering I interact with quite a lot of human beings, that's quite a nice thing for them. It will make me feel better when I'm wearing my clothes. It will give me more confidence. That is why we exercise. It's for the mental health as well as the physical sides of it. So, for your discipline, my lovelies, if you are struggling, if you are still blaming COVID, or if the opposite happened and you were all over the exercise when COVID was here because you had loads of time, your kids never had any after school clubs or whatever, so you actually felt that you had extra time to yourself. And if you can sit there and say to me, it was COVID because I was the fittest I ever was in COVID, right? It's still 2 or 3 years down the line, and it's still a shitty excuse to be using. So next week, I want you to go away and have a think about, right now, I want you to go away and have a think about what you can put in your diary next week to make sure that you are going to get some movement. Just a little slot. Do a deal with yourself. 15 minutes one day. If you fancy doing it again 2 days later, amazing. If you've got the discipline, put it in your diary for 3 days of the week, 4 days of the week. It's 15 minutes. Life changing, my lovelies. I kid you not. Discipline, not motivation. Bye-bye.